There is a peculiar truth that few dare to speak, yet it is witnessed time and again in the lives of those who achieve sudden, extraordinary success, what many would call luck, or winning the lottery. But let me tell you a truth so powerful, it can shake the very foundation of how you see fortune. Before the outward reward comes the inward signal. You will see it before it arrives. You will feel it before the world acknowledges it. And you will be tested, not once, not twice, but again and again to see if you are truly ready to receive what you believe you desire. So let me ask you, do you think it's the lottery ticket that changes your life? No, it's your consciousness that must change first. It's the vision that must expand before the numbers ever align. The signal before the reward. There comes a moment in your journey when the odds are stacked against you, when no one claps, when the darkness whispers that your efforts are in vain. That moment is your signal. You'll see doors close, you'll see people walk away, you'll feel abandoned by the world, but something inside you refuses to quit. That refusal, that undying persistence, is your proof you're closer than you think. Before you win the lottery, you will experience the lottery of the mind, the unseen jackpot of discipline, belief, clarity, and emotional control, and that is more difficult to win. The secret, you create the event. Do you believe the lottery is just numbers on a slip of paper? You must understand, nothing enters your world until your inner world invites it. Wealth begins as an idea. Success begins as a belief. Transformation begins with radical self-responsibility. So before you win the lottery, you'll experience a vision so clear, you'll wake up at night seeing it. A voice so deep, it silences all fear. A decision so bold, the universe rearranges to meet your commitment. Most never reach this state. They want the reward without the test. They want the prize without the price. But those who rise, those who win, it is not because they are lucky. It is because they become aligned with the frequency of abundance long before the world delivers it. The resistance comes first, and beware, before your breakthrough you will meet resistance. You'll be tempted to quit. You'll be told you're foolish. You'll lose what you thought was security. That resistance is not punishment. It is confirmation. The world is asking, are you truly ready? And your response must not come in words, but in action. Persist anyway, believe anyway, keep going anyway, becoming the person who can handle the win. You say you want to win the lottery. Then ask yourself, who must I become to hold that much success without it destroying me? Because here is a truth most never see. The reward demands responsibility. The dream demands character. The blessing demands preparation. You don't attract what you want. You attract who you are. So instead of asking when it will come, ask, am I thinking like the person who deserves it? Am I acting like the person who owns it? Am I speaking with the certainty of one who already possesses it? Because once you become that person, you don't need to chase the reward chases you. In closing, you will see it before it happens. You will dream it, taste it, suffer for it, sweat for it, and the world will ignore you until the day it can no longer deny you, because you didn't wait to believe. You believed first, so when your time comes, and it will, people will say, he's lucky, she's blessed, they hit the jackpot, but you'll know the truth. You didn't just win the lottery, you became it. Before wealth appears in your hands, it must first be constructed in your mind. The world tells you that winning the lottery is luck, a roll of the dice, a twist of fate, but I tell you nothing comes to you by accident. What seems sudden to others is often the result of unseen inner labor. Before the bank account changes, before the ticket is drawn, before the world gives you the title of winner, you will see it. Not with your eyes, but with your vision, the inner sight that defies logic and predicts destiny. You'll see it in your dreams, in your quiet moments, in the fire that refuses to die out in your soul, no matter how cold the world becomes. All great achievement is born twice, first in the imagination and then in the reality. It is conceived in the womb of thought and delivered by the hands of persistence. Now listen carefully. When a man or woman truly desires something, and I mean truly, not a passing wish, not a vague preference, but a burning, all-consuming desire, they begin to walk differently, they begin to talk with greater conviction. They begin to think in pictures and possibilities rather than problems and limitations. And then, something remarkable begins to happen. The mind, guided by faith, starts to construct the outcome before it physically exists. You may be broke. You may have no evidence to prove your vision is realistic. But if your inner world is aligned, if your belief is anchored deep enough, you are already a winner, because life responds not to need, but to certainty. The average person waits for proof. They wait for the conditions to be perfect before they decide to believe. But the men and women who rise, who win, who defy the odds, they believe first. And in that belief, they generate the very conditions necessary to receive what they desire. This is why I say, you will see it before it happens. You will feel the shift within before you ever hold the prize in your hand. Think of the farmer. He does not wait to see the harvest before he believes it will come. He plants the seed, waters it, nurtures it, long before the crop shows any sign of life. Why? Because the farmer has faith in the process. He knows the seed is designed to grow, and his job is to prepare the soil. So too is success a seed, and your mind is the soil. You must till it daily, you must guard it fiercely, and above all, you must plant one dominant thought: I already possess what I seek. This is not arrogance. It is not fantasy. It is the law of vibration, the principle that thoughts held with enough emotional force begin to draw into form the people, resources, and opportunities aligned with them. You'll notice it happening subtly. Suddenly, you're more aware. You begin meeting people who speak your language. You notice signs, symbols, ideas, patterns, reminders from the unseen world that you're on the path, and then comes the test. Oh yes, the test always comes. Before the reward shows up, the world will shake your belief. It will whisper, are you sure? Maybe you're wrong. This is foolish. And it is in that moment, not after, but in the very center of doubt, that you must affirm your vision. You must stand tall and declare, I have already seen it. I do not require the world to validate it. My outcome is certain. Those who pass this test, who continue forward with conviction even when the world mocks them, these are the ones who win. Not by chance, but by law. So before the lottery is won with numbers, it is won in the imagination. Before the prize appears on paper, it is printed in belief, and I assure you, if you hold that vision long enough. If you feed it with faith, if you water it with action, the world has no choice but to catch up with the picture you've already painted, because what you see within, you will one day hold in your hands. Not by magic, not by accident, but by the design of your own unwavering mind, there is a truth so powerful, so utterly transformative, that when it is fully understood, it can alter the course of your life. That truth is this: you must become the kind of person who can handle the success you desire before it arrives. The world doesn't reward the man who merely wishes. It rewards the man who has earned the right to receive what he seeks. And earning that right isn't about credentials, luck, or background. It's about identity, about who you are on the inside when no one is watching. Let me say this plainly: the prize does not go to the one who asks for it. It goes to the one who is prepared to carry. If I had the success I want, how would I think? How would I walk? What decisions would I make? And then you begin to live that way today. Not tomorrow, not when the money arrives, today. If you want to be wealthy, think like the wealthy. If you want to be a leader, behave like a leader. If you want to be powerful, become disciplined enough to command your own mind. You must carry the weight of your success before the world gives it to you. That means waking up earlier. That means doing the things you used to avoid. That means speaking with authority before the world gives you permission to speak. You don't wait to become the person once success arrives. You become the person first, and then success recognizes you. The door opens not because you knock, but because you're finally the kind of person who belongs on the other side of it. This is why most people chase and chase and chase and never arrive. They keep trying to get more, but they never stop to become more. You don't get what you want, you get what you are in harmony with. If your habits are small, if your thoughts are timid, if your discipline is weak, then even if you get the prize, it will slip through your fingers. And so I urge you, don't just prepare to win the lottery. Prepare to carry the blessing with honor, become the steward of wealth, become the master of yourself, become the kind of individual who adds value to the world, not just one who takes from it. The man who becomes powerful within cannot stay poor without. It's impossible, the law will not allow it, because when you shift who you are, reality must respond. Do not pray for the reward. Pray for the strength to become the kind of person who deserves it. Do not ask for shortcuts. Ask for growth, ask for pressure, ask for the fire that will refine you, because when the day comes, and it will come, when your time arrives and the reward knocks on your door, you will not be shocked. You will not say, "I can't believe it." No, you will smile, you will nod, and you will say, "Of course, I have become the man who was always meant to receive this." And the world will step aside, not because of luck, but because you earned your place. Before the dawn there is darkness, before the victory there is resistance, and before your greatest breakthrough you will come face to face with your strongest test. There is a hidden law woven into the fabric of success, and it is this: every man must pass through the furnace of resistance before he is crowned with reward. You see, the universe is not unjust. It does not give riches to those who would squander them. It does not deliver power into the hands of those who lack control. So before it allows the gates of abundance to open, it will test your character, your endurance, your will to persist. You'll feel it in the moments when nothing seems to work. When doors close that once stood open, when your efforts go unnoticed, when your friends grow silent and your enemies grow louder, this resistance isn't meant to punish you, it's meant to prove you. It's a question asked not in words but in circumstance. Do you truly want what you say you want? Most people fold under that question. They retreat. They say, maybe this isn't meant to be. But the ones who rise, the ones who win, respond without flinching, yes, I want it, and I will move forward regardless. Resistance is the proving ground. It separates the dreamers from the doers. It filters out the imposters and highlights the worthy. You must understand, resistance is not a wall meant to stop you. It is a gate meant to transform you. Think of a sword. It does not gain its strength in silence. It gains its strength in fire and hammering. Without the heat it remains soft. Without the strikes it lacks form. So too must you go through your own fire. Not to destroy you, but to forge you into someone capable of holding the life you desire. You'll see this test appear in many forms: a financial drought that stretches longer than expected, betrayals that cut deeper than you imagined, delays that make you question if the path is real at all. But here's the secret: the resistance always comes right before the reward. It's as if the universe waits until you are just inches from the finish line and then asks, do you still believe? And in that moment, most turn back, not realizing how close they truly are. This is the tragedy of average lives. They give up during their test and convince themselves it was fate. They say, it wasn't meant for me, when in truth it was already theirs, if only they had endured a moment longer. Now, let me be clear. Enduring resistance is not about suffering blindly. It is about choosing to stand tall when everything within you says to sit down. It is about remembering your vision when the world gives you every reason to forget it. This is the price every dreamer must pay, and those who refuse to pay it will always live in the shadow of those who did. So when resistance comes, and it will come, do not fear it. Welcome it as a signal. For the presence of resistance is proof that you're on the edge of something great. No resistance means no growth. No struggle means no transformation. If the path is too easy, you're not aiming high enough. So, push when it's hard. believe when there's no reason to, work when no one is watching, and persist when no one believes in you, not even yourself, because when you endure that resistance, when you walk through the fire and refuse to let it consume you, you become more than someone chasing a dream. You become someone worthy of it, and in time the same resistance that tried to break you will become your foundation, a memory, a lesson, a badge of honor. So don't run from the test. Pass it, embrace it, because it is not the enemy of your success. It is the final step before you reach it. Every man desires the reward. Every woman longs for the prize, the mansion, the millions, the freedom, the applause. And yet, so few are willing to pay the price. This is the silent tragedy of human ambition. People want the outcome, but they reject the process. They want to be successful, but they despise discipline. They want to be wealthy, but they avoid responsibility. They want the mountaintop, but refuse the climb, and so they wait. They wait for luck to show up at their doorstep. They wait for miracles they haven't earned. They buy into the illusion that success should be easy, comfortable, fast. But I tell you now, nothing of real and lasting value comes without a cost. Not money, not peace, not purpose, not victory. You must understand this clearly. Every reward carries a hidden invoice, and that invoice demands payment in full through your habits, your thoughts, your sacrifices, and your daily actions. The man who expects something for nothing will always be broke, not just financially, but spiritually, mentally, emotionally. He is poor because he is empty of effort. If you look closely at those who have risen, those who have built fortunes, led movements, created empires, you will see the same pattern repeated again and again. Before the world gave them anything, they gave everything. Their time, their comfort, their pride, their excuses, and in that exchange they did not complain, because they knew that to desire greatness without the willingness to struggle is like expecting a harvest without planting a single seed. Yet today, people scroll through success stories like spectators at a circus, amazed by the performers but unwilling to step into the ring. They want the physique without the workouts. They want the wisdom without the study. They want the spotlight without the preparation. But you cannot cheat this process. The universe is governed by law, not luck, and the law states, you reap what you sow, not what you wish, not what you dream, but what you sow, consistently and with intention. Now let me offer you this warning. If you attempt to shortcut the journey, if you try to skip the discipline, avoid the lessons, and grab the prize without growing into the person who deserves it, then even if you do get what you want, you won't keep it. Because what comes too easily is often lost just as easily. The muscles you didn't build will fail you when the weight gets heavy. The wisdom you didn't earn will escape you in the face of hard choices. The fortune you didn't manage will disappear before your eyes. This is why so many people sabotage their own success. It's not that they didn't want it, it's that they weren't ready for it. The prize is a mirror. It reflects back who you've become, and if you don't like what you see when you finally get what you asked for, it's because you didn't pay the price of becoming someone better on the way. So ask yourself now, not later, not after the failure, but right now, am I willing to do what the average man avoids? Am I prepared to suffer through boredom, through effort, through criticism, to build something real? Am I ready to trade comfort for greatness? If the answer is yes, then you are already far ahead of the crowd, because most will never even ask these questions. They will dream but never do. They will plan but never start. They will want but never become, and it is not because they are incapable, it is because they are unwilling. But you can be different. You can pay the price in full. You can build the discipline brick by brick until your name stands on something unshakable. The world is not waiting to hand out gifts. It is waiting to see who is serious. It is watching to see who will rise when no one claps, who will persist when nothing goes right, who will labor in the dark until the light finds them. So don't ask for the reward unless you're ready for the wait. Don't wish for the spotlight unless you've earned your moment in the shadows, and don't envy those who have what you want unless you're prepared to do what they did, and more. The reward is waiting, but only for those who will first pay the price. There is a rare and sacred moment in the life of every dreamer. It comes long before the manifestation, long before the recognition, long before the prize appears in sight. This moment cannot be seen with the eyes nor touched with the hands, but it is more real than the world itself. It is the moment when a man decides to believe not because he sees, but because he knows. Not because he has proof, but because he has purpose. Belief must come before evidence. It must stand tall when the world is silent. It must be built not on outer circumstances, but on inner conviction. You see, most people have it backward. They say, "I'll believe it when I see it." They want reality to confirm their worth before they dare to act as if they're worthy, but that's not how life rewards its champions. The truth is simple and relentless. You will not see it until you believe it first. If you wait for the applause, you'll never begin the performance. If you wait for the money, you'll never create the value. If you wait for certainty, you'll die waiting. The successful man believes long before the result arrives. He holds a vision so firm, so vivid, so alive within his imagination that the absence of evidence does not shake him. Because he knows the absence of evidence is not the evidence of absence. You do not manifest through doubt. You do not grow through hesitation. You rise through faith in advance. Now understand this. Belief is not fantasy. It is not wishful thinking. It is a state of being, backed by deliberate thought and courageous action. To believe is to behave as though what you want is already yours. It is to walk, talk, think, and act in alignment with the life you have not yet touched, but already claimed in the unseen. The world will test you. It always does. It will say, "Show us the results." And you must say, "I don't need to show. I know." And that knowing will become your armor. It will protect you when things fall apart. It will guide you when others give up. It will fuel you when the road grows long and narrow. Look around. Most people are waiting for permission, waiting for signs, waiting for the green light from a world that never gives it. But the uncommon man, the one who achieves, the one who leaves a mark, he gives himself the permission. He is his own sign. He is his own green light. He does not ask, "Is it possible?" He declares, "It is done." You must begin to believe not like the world believes, on facts alone, but with vision, with emotional intensity, with persistence so deep that even failure begins to doubt itself. This kind of belief can't be borrowed. It must be built, brick by brick, thought by thought, day by day, until it becomes your natural state of being, and when that happens, the outer world must obey. People will call you lucky. They'll say, "Overnight success." They'll whisper, "He got lucky, she got the break." But they will never see the hours you spent in silence, repeating to yourself what no one else believed. They'll never see the fire that burned within you when everyone else walked away. You must hold your belief through the storms. When the money is gone, when the doors are closed, when nothing around you matches the image inside you, that is your test, and if you pass it, if you believe in spite of the noise, the lack, the fear, then the world has no choice but to catch up. Because belief, true belief, is the force that bends reality. So ask yourself now, do you really believe, or are you still waiting for the world to show you something? Because I promise you, when you shift from needing evidence to becoming evidence, your life will never be the same. Act as if, speak as if, move as if, because belief is not a mood, it is a decision, and once you decide, the universe begins to respond. There is a great misunderstanding in the minds of most people about how success truly comes. They think that what they desire will show up merely because they want it, or because they think about it once or twice, or because they complain loud enough for the world to hear. But life does not respond to wanting. It responds to one thing, preparation. You will not rise to the level of your hopes. You will fall to the level of your training. If you want the reward, you must become the kind of person who is ready to receive it. Not tomorrow, not someday, but now. You say you want to win the lottery. Good. Then prepare yourself to manage, protect, and multiply what you wish to receive. Because without preparation, the blessing becomes a burden, and history has shown us, time and again, that the man who is unready for abundance is eventually crushed by it. The prize does not go to the man who cries the loudest, but to the one who builds himself silently, day after day, in the unseen moments. Preparation is the unseen work behind every visible success. It is what you do when no one is watching. It is the discipline you hold when you feel like quitting. It is the strength you forge when the reward is nowhere in sight. You must prepare not just your hands, but your heart, your thoughts, your emotions. You must become someone who can carry the weight of success without buckling. Success is not about getting something. It is about becoming someone. If you win before you're ready, you lose faster than you arrived. That is why the universe waits. That is why the reward is delayed, not because it's being denied, but because it's being protected. Your desire is sacred, but until you prove yourself worthy of it, through preparation, persistence, and inner development, it will remain just out of reach. Not because the world is unfair, but because you must rise to meet what you seek. The world is not going to slow down and wait for you to catch up. No, it's going to keep moving, so the question is, will you catch up to the vision you claim to want? Ask yourself, are your daily habits aligned with the future you expect? Are your thoughts the thoughts of someone who has already achieved what you desire? Are your emotions controlled, or are you still ruled by doubt, fear, and impulse? Because when you are truly prepared, you stop chasing, you start attracting. The prepared man does not beg, he does not force, he does not hope and wait for permission. He acts as if it is already done, and in doing so, he invites the very conditions necessary to make it real. That is the essence of faith in motion, preparation with no guarantee but your own belief. Look at nature. The seed must be planted, the soil must be tilled, the water must flow long before the harvest arrives. No farmer digs up his crops each morning to see if they've grown overnight. He prepares the land, he trusts the process, he knows that his preparation today guarantees his abundance tomorrow. The same principle applies to your dreams. If you are not preparing daily, you are not serious. You are wishing, not working, and life does not reward wishes. It rewards readiness, so become the person, not when the door opens, but now walk like him. Talk like her, decide, speak, and act from that place, even if the world laughs, even if nothing changes around you for a while, because something will change, not out there, but in here. And once it changes in here, the world must adjust itself to reflect the new version of you. That is how success works, not through chance, not through waiting, not through hoping someone will come along and deliver your dreams to your doorstep, but through relentless preparation until the day arrives when the opportunity appears and you are not only ready, you are already living it. The world bends for the man who is prepared, so prepare now, before the victory, because once you are truly ready, what you seek cannot hide from you any longer. It must appear, it must respond, it must obey the law of cause and effect. And you are the cause?